Hey everybody, I wanted to make this quick, or hopefully quick, video about Evoto for those of you who still aren't quite sure what it is or haven't used it yet, or are wondering what the heck is such a big deal about it. I've been seeing a lot of it's become like the biggest, like the talk of the town in online groups and stuff lately, because it's insanely powerful and fast and amazing, the retouching that it does. So I wanted to show you that. But I've been seeing a lot of talk about using presets and how people are selling presets and stuff now with Evoto, which I don't quite understand, because you don't need presets with it. It's so fast. You don't need that. So for those of you who think, well, if I just have to buy presets and this, what's the point? Like, no, you totally don't. So I've actually been using Evoto for over a year now. And I haven't retouched in Photoshop in months. Every now and then there's something I may need to do, but Evoto is so fast that it's just saved me so much money and so much time. I love it so much. And I've been a little reticent about sharing too much in online groups, because I know that this is going to eliminate the need for retouching in Photoshop. And I don't ever want to really step on anyone's toes, because I know there are a lot of artists that sell presets and actions and things like that. And I thought, well, gosh, nobody's going to need them anymore. But I think a lot of those artists have found ways now to sell Evoto presets. So I guess, everything works out, but I just want to show you how I use it, because I do not use any presets. You don't need them. And if you're one of those who are like, I don't think it's AI, or I don't think I want to use it, I totally get that, but you're really going to want to see what it does. So I thought I would show you how I use it. So these are some headshots that I took, some like self-portraits I took in my studio here. So I thought I would use these because I'm 46, and so you can see it in my skin. So this will be a really good example of what Evoto can do. So the reason I don't use any presets in Evoto is because I will take you over to Evoto in a minute, but it has all of the same global adjustments that Lightroom has, or that Adobe Camera Raw or that Bridge has. So you can adjust white balance, exposure, highlights, shadows, adjust the tone curve, clarity, all of that, can make color corrections. So you can do that in Evoto. They didn't really reinvent the wheel in that regard, but they're not going to create a really robust editing software without, of course, giving you the option to adjust those things if you need to. But I don't do that in Evoto, because I cull everything in Lightroom still. I organize all my files in Lightroom, but I also use collections. I really heavily rely on collections for organizing and such. And so I don't want to change that at all. Evoto doesn't really, it's not made for organizing and cataloging your files like Lightroom is. So there's no way I'm going to give up Lightroom for that. So in this example, again, I do all of my culling in Lightroom, and I do all my global adjustments in Lightroom. So for these examples, I just pulled, there's a dozen images here and a bunch of different faces and looks and like poses and stuff that I did. So when I bring all these in, I usually bring up exposure, I make all my adjustments here, use my own presets that I already have. I just apply my preset and exposure adjustment, and now all of these are the exposure that I want. Everything looks good. All that needs to be fixed are my really tired eyes and splotchiness and wrinkles and whatever. So if I want to like fully retouch this, then I will do that in Evoto. And so you can individually, by Evoto, bring images in simply by right-clicking, edit in Evoto. And I'm going to edit with all my Lightroom adjustments, of course, because I've already fixed exposure, white balance, everything. So I edit with those, and it's preparing the file for editing, and it opens it up. Here's Evoto. And here I go. There I am. And the only difference with this and Photoshop is because Photoshop and Lightroom are both Adobe products. If you right click, edit in Photoshop, do your retouching, then hit Command S to save it, it automatically spits it back out in Lightroom, your edited file. Evoto will not do that. It's not an Adobe product, so it doesn't talk with Lightroom the way that Photoshop would. It's just not possible. So maybe one day they'll be able to do that, but I've actually spoken with somebody on their marketing team, and that's this is just how it works. So they're always working on new developments and things, but that to me is such a minor thing. I don't even care because of what Evoto can do in retouching. And so what I wanted to point out is back in Lightroom, if you want to select all of these, all 13 of these images, and right click, edit in Evoto, what it will do is here it will just make a copy of every image, a TIFF copy, and once those have all rendered, you just drag all of those TIFF copies into Evoto, drag and drop them, and then they'll open up there. And then here in Lightroom you can just like, I work in collections, so I just hit delete and it takes those TIFF copies out of the collection, because I'm going to retouch those and export them from Evoto as a fully finished, final, retouched TIFF, and then bring those in, and those will be done. So, but if you want to look at Evoto here, the reason you don't need presets for the skin retouching is because I can retouch this whole image of me probably in like 90 seconds. Now, you don't have to do that with every single image. If I have 50 photos in here, I take one, retouch everything on the skin that I want it, hit Shift, select, sync all, boom, it's done. The entire gallery, all 50, all 100, however many you have. The exact same retouching that is applied to this one photo will be applied to every single photo. Anyway, so I'll show you how fast this is. So you may have already seen all these before, and this is how I start. Blemish removal, freckles and acne, just take them out. And that is probably like one click. That was literally one click. I can show you again. So there's before and there's after. And notice all of the texture of my skin is still there. I just look so much better. And then reduce face shine I like, because that takes out sort of those specular highlights that come sometimes on the nose and stuff. So it takes out shiny spots. Fix forehead wrinkle. I don't have horizontal lines, but I have these horrible, like, angry lines. I get that from my dad and my grandpa. Anyway, but reduce forehead lines takes out wrinkles here. And I have one client who has really strong lines in her forehead, and that works great for that. Dark circle. This is a big one. I'm talking too much. I'm not really showing you how fast it is. So again, before and after, fixing the dark circles. Eye bags, you can take out. That does it even more. Smile line, you can take out. I don't like doing that. I rarely do that. I only use that adjustment if it's very real dark or pronounced or something. Oh, this is a new one, lip wrinkles and flakes. So if you have a little bit, if somebody has chapped lips, smooths them. It's incredible. It touches up armpit bulge. And it's really good. It's not 100% perfect, but it's really good. So now I'll go into skin retouching. The face skin smoothing, I don't use this. It's too heavy for me. I just don't use it. Dodge and burn, I use a little bit. And let's see, I'm done there. Oh, unified body skin smoothing, where's that? I'm going to smooth the little blotchiness I have there. And unified body complexion, that will sort of even out. Like if something's red here and light here, or vice versa, it will even that out. And I can go in and even, oh, I see one. I have a red spot there, body blemish, boom, just took it out. Again, before, looking right there, after. Red spot's gone. Facial reshape. I have a client who once asked me, she was on medication or something, I want to say, and was a little bit puffy, and asked if I could slim her face, and I could do that like that. in Evoto, which was amazing. And I did that just by, so if you look, so this is too extreme. This is in between, but this is what it does. It's insane. It looks incredible. It looks real. I can't believe it. So anyway, so you can slim someone's face slightly by doing that. I rarely do that, but again, I had a client ask for it and I could do it like that. I was really happy about that. I don't have, not showing my teeth here, but brighten my eyes a touch. If you, on moms or newborns, if you want to add a tiny bit of rosiness to their cheeks, you come in and use blush. It sounds like it's putting on makeup. It really just gives a rosy flush to the cheeks, and then I just bring it down to something like that. And so that's pretty much it. Oh, flyaway hairs. So I'm talking a lot. It's probably taking me more than about 2 minutes, but still you can easily see how quickly everything goes. And then I'm going to call that good. Now you can also smooth backdrops. So just know when you go into these other little tabs here, your retouching is sort of going to go away for a minute. So you can see like the kind of facial skin retouching like turned off for a moment while I adjust. I can do color adjustments, all my basic global adjustments. I can come in here and adjust backdrops. It's incidentally, it has this clean solid backdrop mode. If you have seamless paper, turn that on, boom. Wrinkles out, splotches out. Yeah, it's good. Oh, clothing adjustment. You can de-wrinkle clothing and it works and it looks good. That's why Evoto is so amazing, because this isn't like some sort of crappy fake looking. This just blows Photoshop out of the water because of how quickly and easily it works. Anyway, so come into portrait retouching. So I'm done. Now, if I were to have all 12 images in here, or 50 or 100, I just hit Shift, select all, and then sync. And I don't have anything in here, so let me bring one more in just to show you here. So let's take 3 more in. Oh, so it's just making you can bring them in individually at a time. It'll just pop them right over into Evoto, or it'll make a TIFF copy for you to pull into Evoto, because again, I want all my Lightroom settings applied to it. So if I use the raw file, then none of those are going to be applied. So, oh, it did bring them in for me. There they are. So here's my retouched one. Select all, sync. I'm going to sync everything here. I didn't really do anything to those, but whatever. Sync and done. So whether I had 50 or 100, see, watch, and done. They're all done. They're all retouched. So that's, if you're wondering what's the big deal with Evoto, is it worth it? Yeah, it's worth it. So, and again, why I don't need presets is because even though I'm like yammering on, if I'm not talking, I can do what I just did in like 2 minutes and hit sync, and then my gallery is done. And it literally took me about 2 minutes to retouch skin on an entire family. Again, because if you have other people in the photo, dads, moms, each one of these here, retouching settings for males, for females, for children, you can adjust everything. You adjust everything how you want it per individual, and it will literally do what you did for that in 1 second once you sync them all. That's it. And so it's like 2 minutes for me to retouch a whole, so that's why I don't need presets. But you can make a preset. So I can just save what I did for myself here and just name it like my headshots and then save it. But it was like 2 minutes to pick everything. So to adjust everything. So you don't really need a 2 minute, you need a preset if you can retouch a whole gallery in 2 minutes. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. So don't feel like you need that. And if you're one who are like, man, I'll take a preset every time, then that's awesome. You will love it. But just know that you don't have to use those. It's super, super powerful on its own. So I hope that'll help. And if you're wondering whether it's worth it, I've been using it for over a year now, and it's absolutely worth it. And I'm really thankful that this software is here, because it's it's really changed how much time I have to spend on editing. And that's a big, big deal. So, yeah, I hope that helps. So good luck, everybody.